Majority of abortions in Texas are now banned after the Supreme Court did not rule on an emergency appeal to keep a new law from taking effect.
The law went into effect on Wednesday, banning all abortions after a heartbeat can be detected in the fetus.
It includes no exception for rape victims, and Governor Greg Abbott is under fire for his comments on that.
Thank you for joining with us here today. In Texas, we work to save those lives, to pass a bill that I'm about to sign that ensures that the life of every unborn child who has a heartbeat will be saved from the ravages of abortion.
G'day ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for a fun chat? Now I want to preface this video by saying this. You probably have an opinion of what I'm going to say, or you think because you've heard that I'm a racist and I'm a sexist and I hate everyone and oh my God, that I'm going to go one way or the other. I'll say two things. Firstly, hey, don't believe everything you read. Maybe if you actually took the time to understand who I am as a person, you'd know I'm not a piece of shit. Secondly, I am a piece of shit. Thirdly, I know there wasn't going to be a thirdly, but there is now. Abortion is never a good thing. It is never a good thing. It is a horrible experience for a woman to go through, for the partner to go through, and for the family to go through. It's traumatic. It can really hurt people for a long period of time. Some women never get over it. They think about it for decades. It is a tough subject to talk about, and I don't think that just because I'm a man, I shouldn't talk about it. I think I have the ability to think, and the ability to think isn't impacted by my genitals. There is so much nuance to the conversation surrounding abortion. There's some people you just shouldn't listen to. The hardcore religious people, tell them to shut the fuck up. They believe in fucking magic, so shut up. Conversely, don't listen to the woman who's been at these protests wearing a t-shirt that says, I've had 32 abortions. Love, shut your fucking legs, you idiot. No one likes abortion. And this is gonna freak 50% of the people who are watching this video out. But abortion is an essential part of human society, whether you like it or not. As horrible as it is, and the concept is, and the reality is, it is sometimes essential. And in Texas right now, a woman's right to choose whether or not she grows a baby inside her is being not just attacked, but decimated. Just like the fetuses. Fuck. In Texas right now, nicknamed the Heartbeat Bill, this bill ensures that every unborn child who has a heartbeat will be saved from the ravages of abortion. That's actually in the bill. Who wrote that? It sounds like it's out of the fucking Bible. Senate Bill 8 bars abortion at 6 weeks of pregnancy, regardless of rape or incest. 6 weeks, that's the cutoff. Or, in this case, the cutout. But the issue with that, this 6 week, this heartbeat thing, is that most women don't know they're pregnant at 6 weeks. Now, I know a lot of blokes, a lot of men are watching this video, and you may not know what it's like to be a woman who has a period. Now, I also don't, but my study of the woman's period that's gone on for about 10 minutes. When a woman has a period every 28 days, sometimes it doesn't start on the 28th day. Sometimes you're late by a couple of days. If you're on birth control, you can miss it entirely. And this is why the 6 week thing is an issue. Because if you are late by a week to have your period, you probably start thinking, oh fucking hell bro, I'm fucking late for my period. I hope I'm not up to fucking duff. Oh Jesus Christ, it's all fucking happening. I might be fucking preggers, bruh. And that might be an issue, a worry, for about 4 or 5 days. And you might start to think, nah, it'll come, the period will come. But if you wait 4 or 5 days, then you do a pregnancy test, and turns out you're pregnant, and then you ring up the abortion clinic and you say, mate, I'm fucking pregnant. You know, I'm 16. I lost my virginity to my boyfriend. What do I do? And they say, oh, we can't get you until next week. And you go, well, that's over the 6 week mark.
Tough titties.
That's why the 6 week mark isn't feasible. Because a lot of people don't know they're pregnant until after 6 weeks. Have you heard these fucking stories of women who are quite obese just shitting a baby out on the toilet? And they didn't even know. They didn't even fucking know. Unless a woman tests herself every single month before a period, how would she know if she's pregnant? Now, in saying that, the 6 week mark is a point, and you have to pick a point to allow abortions. Some people argue you should never abort a baby. Some people say you should always abort a baby. Some people say, and this is where I have an issue, they say that you should be able to abort a baby up until the moment it is born. Now, it can't all be okay, because at a point, a baby can live on its own outside the womb. I think that's the point where it should be illegal to abort a baby. I think most people who agree with abortion, that's sort of where, well, they don't agree with abortion. No one, this is the thing. I know you might hear a lot of like hardcore feminists like, we need to abort every baby. No one thinks like that. It is a horrible thing, but there has to be a point where you say it's okay, and then it's not okay after that point. I don't think 6 weeks is the time though. I believe abortions are necessary for several reasons. Number one, you could have been raped. You could have had an incestual relationship with a parental figure, and you don't want to have that baby. But probably a more relatable reason is you're young. I know this is horrible because it talks about removing a fetus from the world. But if you are a 16-year-old, a 19-year-old, a 20-year-old, and you've just met your boyfriend, and you've had sex, and he's blown in you, does that mean you should have a fucking baby with him? No! No, not at all. That is the worst thing you could do. There are enough dead shits in this world without you bringing another one into it. There was a study done by Family Planning Perspective, and they found of women who had an abortion at 16 weeks gestation, 71% attributed their delay to not knowing they were fucking pregnant. Could you imagine how much you wouldn't know at 6 weeks? The problem with all of the abortion conversation is so political and religious. If you are far left leaning, you think to yourself, everyone should have an abortion at every fucking moment, every baby needs to be aborted unless it's fucking... And every far right leaning person is carrying on, oh, Jesus Christ cries every time you masturbate, and he juggles little aborted fetuses in heaven trying to make them smile. But this conversation, this debate is so nuanced. It requires so much critical thinking and medical knowledge that it is not a conversation or argument or debate to be had between political groups and religious groups. This is about the right to self-determination for a woman. In this case, self-termination. No more jokes, no more puns. So why 6 weeks? The bill bans abortions after whenever an ultrasound can detect what lawmakers defined as a fetal heartbeat, which can be as early as 6 weeks into the pregnancy. But according to other people like Live Science, it's not actually a heartbeat. At 6 weeks of pregnancy, an ultrasound can detect a little flutter in the area that will become the future heart of the baby, said Dr. Aftab, medical director of the Fetal Care Center at Nicholas Children's Hospital in Miami. The flutter happens because of the group of cells that will become the future pacemaker of the heart gain the capacity to fire electrical signals, she said. So basically, where the electrical signals of the heart will one day be, this is what they're detecting on the ultrasound at 6 weeks. You may be able to hear the heartbeat, the actual heartbeat, at 10 to 12 weeks. That's double the time that they are talking about in Texas. So if it's not the heartbeat, let's talk about size of the fetus. At 6 weeks, once again, it depends on what political side you are on, right? If you're on the right side of politics, they will have you believe that the baby at this point already has a diploma in architecture. In reality, it is at 6 weeks the size of a grain of rice from head to tail. And yes, I said fucking tail. What makes it so hard, this conversation, is although that fetus is right now a thing with a tail, it will one day become a baby and a human. And that's why this is a hard conversation, why abortion is never a good thing, but a necessary thing. But one of the weird and strange parts about how this law will be enforced is it's not up to the government. Instead of having the government enforce the law, the bill turns the reins of power over to private citizens who are newly empowered to sue abortion providers or anyone who helps someone get an abortion after the fetal heartbeat has been detected. It's this type of shit that we are seeing so much now, and it's what North Korea does to keep their citizens in check. It's what Australians have been doing over the past couple of months, dobbing on people who go outside or go to the shops or something when they shouldn't be because of the coronavirus. It's a weird new attitude that a lot of people really enjoy, dibber-dobbing on each other. I guess we all know that the big push behind the Texan law is anti-abortion groups and religion. This is Texas, if not the world's biggest anti-abortion... Well, it's not the world. The world's biggest anti-abortion group is the fucking Catholic Church. I mean, obviously, they want more kids running around, right?
The Heartbeat Act marks a massive step in recognizing the most fundamental human right with which every person was imbued, the right to life. Because Texas' right to life served a key role in shepherding the heartbeat bill to passage.
Are you noticing those religious words? Shepherding, passage? This is just all about a fucking 2,000-year-old book. That's what this is all about.
While we recognize these broken souls as intolerant keyboard warriors who operate in darkness, We also share a healthy respect for our ruthless spiritual enemy. Thus, we involved the FBI and the local police departments in our statewide regional offices. Please, as always, keep Texas Right to Life in your prayers.
I guess this is where it stems from. It's all religious based. And I get it. God loves all his children. All the fetuses. All the white American fetuses. Because he doesn't give a fuck about babies in the Sudan or Syria or Chad or the Congo or Afghanistan or Somalia. Fuck those kids and their little pot bellies. I guess he doesn't get reception there. He only gives a shit about little white kids getting aborted. Everyone else can fuck off. At the end of the day, abortion is horrible, but it is necessary. It is necessary for rape victims, incest victims, and more commonly, people who are not ready to raise a baby. You can't tell a woman just because she had sex with a dude that she now has to grow a baby inside her. No. This is how they should teach sex ed in school. Don't worry about the STDs and all that shit. Hey, dickhead, put a condom on or you'll have a child, you idiot. Alright, I'll fucking throw one on. I don't want one of those fucking things running around. Children are far scarier than pus. That should be the tagline. Far scarier than dick pus. Kids. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, women have the ability and the right to choose what comes out of their body. That's the end of the argument. Be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East. Me dick stings. Tout au revoir. Bye-bye.